My father sold Grandma's violin for my brother's truck. I played it at his retirement. Grandma Elise started teaching me violin when I was 9. Every Sunday she typed my bow, tap the music stand and say, "Listen before you play." Her violin wasn't flashy. Its varnish was worn near the chin rest, and a faded blue ribbon circled the scroll. Still, it had a warm sound that made our small living room feel like a concert hall. My older brother Evan hated those lessons. He called the violin the squeaky inheritance, and left whenever Grandma opened the case. When Grandma died, I was 16. Inside my lesson book, she had written the violin's serial number and one sentence: "For Mara when she is ready." Dad handled her apartment because he was the only adult with a key. A week later, he told me the violin had disappeared during the move. "Old buildings attract thieves," he said, without looking up from his coffee. I cried harder over that violin than I did at the funeral. It felt like losing Grandma twice. 2 weeks later, Evan came home in a used silver truck. Dad said Evan needed reliable transportation for construction work. "Your music can wait," Dad told me. "His job can't." I didn't connect the truck to the violin then. I only understood that Evan's plans were always urgent, while mine were hobbies. My orchestra teacher lent me a school instrument for auditions. It had a warped bridge and slipping pegs, but I practiced before sunrise so nobody else needed it. I didn't make the conservatory. Instead, I studied music education at a state college and repaired rental instruments on weekends. By 34, I directed 3 school orchestras. My students knew me as the teacher who could rescue almost any cracked cello or stubborn bow. One rainy afternoon, a retired dealer named Mr. Hale brought a violin into our repair room. The blue ribbon was gone, but the pale line beneath it remained. My hands started shaking before I even checked the label. The serial number matched Grandma's handwriting exactly. Mr. Hale had bought it from Marlowe's pawn nearly 18 years earlier. The shop had closed, but he kept every receipt for insurance. His folder contained a scanned intake card. Under seller was my father's full name and signature. The date was 3 days before Evan brought home his truck. Mr. Hale watched my face and quietly closed the folder. He wasn't ready to sell, but he offered a payment plan after hearing the story. For 2 years, I sent him part of every repair check. When the final payment cleared, he handed me the case and said, "She found her way back." I never confronted Dad. I had the violin, the receipt, and the truth. An argument couldn't improve any of them. That spring, Dad retired after 38 years at the county office. Evan planned a banquet and asked me to play Grandma's favorite waltz. He assumed I'd bring a school violin. Dad assumed the same. When I opened Grandma's case beside the stage, Dad went completely still. I played the waltz exactly as she had taught me. Listen first, then play. Afterward, Evan touched the case and asked where I'd found it. I handed him Mr. Hale's provenance folder because he deserved a real answer. He read the pawn receipt twice. Then he looked at Dad. Dad whispered, "I was trying to help your brother." Evan stared at the sale price. It matched the down payment he'd once bragged about. I fastened the case and thanked the pianist. I didn't accuse anyone, and I didn't ask for an apology. Dad's retirement speech praised sacrifice, but he skipped the part about the truck. I never corrected him. Grandma's violin was already resting beside my chair.